Hey everybody, this is Dave. Welcome back to the Just the Watch of the Month Club, where I take a look at the top 10 watches in a given category each month and try and pick 2 of them to make our Watch of the Month selection. Now I know it's been a couple of months since we've done this. I kind of got distracted with the holidays and got a little bit busy, so I wasn't able to put it out in December or November. So here we are in January, but we're finally getting back on track, and this month we're going to be taking a look at small seconds watches. Small seconds watches, or sub-second watches, are where they take the central seconds hand, move it down to a small sub-dial, and yeah, just kind of push it to a different place. It makes the dial look a little bit more interesting, a little bit busier, and so I think any kind of watch where they do that, it sort of just makes it look a little bit more interesting, maybe a little bit more elegant, and just, yeah, it's just kind of a fun, cool twist on where to put the seconds hand. And so, yeah, we'll go through a list and take a look at what those are. But with all that said, let's go ahead and jump through the list and start talking about the watches. Starting with our bronze selection. So the bronze selection has to be $40 or less, and this time we're going to be taking a look at the Star King AM0273. This is a watch that I've actually reviewed before. Star King really does a great job in this budget category, and they do this kind of really cool sub-seconds watch. It's a dress watch style. It is a little bit on the large side with 42 millimeters, but you're getting some pretty amazing specs for that $40 price range. You're getting sapphire crystal, and it's actually got kind of a higher beat rate with the 28,800 beats per hour, so it's a smoother sweeping seconds hand than you would normally find. It is a Chinese movement in there, but they're still giving you 50 meters of water resistance, and yeah, and an automatic movement. So pretty amazing deal for this price. And to top it all off, it's actually a really nice looking watch as well. Really plays with the light, cool dial. So check out the full review if you're interested, but you can also pick this one up on Amazon. Moving on to our silver selection, we're looking at the Rodina, which is a watch I believe Seagull makes this watch entirely. The movement is definitely a Seagull movement inside. You can pick it up from Seagull's website directly. It's a $100 watch, and it's very clearly a Nomo Tangent homage, and they do a pretty faithful job of it. You get the cool, numeral layout with that kind of radial flip going on with it. A little bit of blue hands, I think, on there, and pretty slim for what they're offering. And again, for $100, getting sapphire crystal and a nice compact 39 millimeter diameter. So really great looking watch. It's one I've really been interested in checking out. Haven't got my hands on one yet, but if I was in the market for a sub-seconds hand, in this price range, I think this would be one of the first ones that I would look at. Okay, so from here on out, we're going to go ahead and go from the cheapest on the list onto the most expensive. And so going back down to the cheapest that did not make our Watch of the Month selection is the Carnival C03. This is just a really classic looking watch. I really like just the textured dial on this, the blue hands, the Roman numerals, everything about it has kind of a little bit more of a vintage, antique kind of look to it, and I think that just is just a really classy look. It's a really great example of the small seconds dress watch, and you can pick it up for $60. So inside you're getting a Chinese automatic movement. It's probably a Seagull movement. If you're lucky, it might be some other Chinese brand movement. So not the highest quality movement inside, but the rest of the components are pretty good. Yeah, and again, I think primarily just the style and the looks of it. I think the proportions of this especially are really cool. You're getting a very small hour markers around the outside, which gives you a lot of space on the middle of the dial, so the sub-seconds hand really stands out and really has a nice prominent place on the dial. So I just really like the way that this whole watch and dial layout comes out, and you can pick it up for $60. I think it's a great price for what you're getting. Moving down on the list, we're looking at our second Nomos homage. This one's the Guanqin GJ16106, and this one is a Nomos Lambda homage. So this one, I think this is probably the cheapest watch you can get with a power reserve on it, power reserve indicator on it, at least that I've found. So you've got this nice large power reserve indicator at the top, and then you've got a sub-seconds sub-dial down below. And yeah, just really kind of clean, minimalist look, very modern, very fresh. Fresh, but it's not their fresh design, it's Nomos's, but it still looks cool, and you can pick it up for only $80. 50 meter water resistance, sapphire crystal. Yeah, lots of great specs on as well, so really cool watch there. Let's go ahead and move down to our next one on the list, our fifth watch that we're looking at. We've got one from Timex. And Timex, they've made a number of small seconds watches in the past. They don't seem to have a lot of them currently available. I was looking for like the Fairfield sub-seconds was a cool one that I liked, but I couldn't find that one. But I came across this one on their website for $70, and I think it's a great price. It's a really nice looking one. This is part of their Waterbury collection, so this is a little bit higher end. You're getting actually a full stainless steel case on there, 50 meters of water resistance, obviously their Indiglo feature, and yeah, a really nice look to it. I think it's kind of a field watch style. And one of the cool things I've heard about the sub-seconds Timexes, typically their watches tend to be very loud, but I've heard that the sub-seconds versions, the small seconds versions, are a little bit quieter. So that's something to consider as well. And yeah, I think if you're interested in a Timex, this is a great one to get, and a really nice looking kind of daily wear watch. Should be pretty rugged and reliable as well. All right, so next on the list we have the Vostok Commandeersky 350749. So this one is definitely the most rugged looking watch on the list. You're getting 100 meter water resistance, so that's more than your typical Commandeersky. I think usually they have a much lower water resistance. This one's one of the slightly more expensive ones. It comes in at $80, but you are getting an automatic movement. Again, that 100 meter water resistance, and just a really cool, tough Russian field watch. So really cool watch there. Vostoks have some quirks to them, so if you've never done any research into them, probably try and find some reviews before you purchase, because there are going to be some, some quirks to them. But if you can put up with those quirks, they tend to be really great, reliable, interesting watches that collectors tend to really love. And I think this is just kind of a really cool example, again, to see that sub-seconds put into something so tough and so rugged, so different from what you typically see it on with dress watches. So really cool watch here for $80. All right, so next on the list, we're going to take a look at a Citizen Eco Drive, and this one is the BV1110-51L. So this one, I really like Citizen's Eco Drive line. I've owned a couple of them myself, so I always try and find one to throw on the list. You can pick this one up for $125. So Eco Drive it's a solar quartz movement. So this is one of the most low maintenance watches you can get. You should have to never worry about changing the battery. It should always just work, and it should just keep on going. This one, you got a really beautiful blue dial, kind of a cool mesh bracelet on it, more on the dressy side, and then also that small second sub dial. So yeah, I think a really cool watch for $125. Yeah, so definitely always like to try and throw something from Citizen on the list if I can. All right, next we're going to be taking a look at the Orient Bambino small seconds. The main thing about the Bambinos is that they typically have a really high domed mineral crystal and also kind of a curved dial as well. So really kind of vintage look to them. The small seconds one is one of my favorites in the entire line. I think it just looks great and is a really, really fun look to it. You can pick this one up for $150. It has Orient's in-house automatic movement inside of it. The one kind of odd thing about this, and most of the Bambinos has the same problems, it does have a 21 millimeter lug width, so it is difficult to find different straps for it. So keep that in mind. But other than that, I think you're getting a really great watch at that $150 price range. Now this watch was probably the most recommended watch on the last video in the comments section, and when I do compile these lists, I try and get as much feedback as I can from you guys so that you can help me compile the list and we can kind of put together the best list that we can and really try and figure out what the best watches are in a given price range. So I'm going to let you guys know what next month's category is going to be. Next month we're going to be looking at digital watches. So let me know what your favorite digital watch is in the sub $200 price range, particularly if you have any great ones at around $40 or $120. Definitely drop me a comment down below so I can check those out and consider including them in the list for next month. So that will be February. We'll be looking at digital watches. We'll get around to probably seeing a lot of G-Shocks, but see, if you got something other than the G-Shock, especially, put that on my radar so I can check that out and consider including it. Thank you guys always for your help with putting these lists together. I think it makes it more fun to get kind of the community input in this. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on and finish out the list. So next on the list, we've got the Perpetual SC03 or 04. Now this is a watch that I saw on, I think, the Watch It All About channel, do a review of it. I was really blown away by just the quality and the components that they do in here. So for $180, you're getting an automatic watch. I think it's a Seagull ST1701 automatic movement inside of it. But you're getting an enamel dial, which is really rare in this price range. And on the white version, you're actually getting heat blued hands as well, and just a really cool looking sub-second, really vintage, sort of almost antique look to it. Nice big onion style crown, so a lot of character to this watch. Just a really beautiful watch. But yeah, I think particularly on the white version, which I think they're running close to selling out of, so if you want this one, you should probably go pick it up soon. But that enamel dial and that heat blued hands is just really spectacular. I'll leave a link to Watch It All About's review of this watch so you guys can check it out before you purchase it if you want, but that will be down in the description below. But yeah, really cool watch for $180. Finally, to round out the list, we're going to be looking at a pilot's watch, and this is the Torgo On T19 Slim. This one is a quartz sub-seconds pilot's watch. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the Bell & Ross 123. But yeah, you guys can decide that for yourself if you think that that bears a strong resemblance or not. But I think it's just a really great looking one. Particularly this one being the slim option. It has a really slim case. It's 6.5 millimeters, so nice. It should be nice and comfortable on the wrist, and if you ever had an occasion to need to slip it underneath the cuff or something like that, it shouldn't get in the way of long sleeve shirts at all. But yeah, Torgo On, they focus on really modern pilot style watches, and I think this one is just a great example of that. You can pick it up for $200. That's with the mineral crystal. If you want to pay a little bit more, you can upgrade it to a sapphire crystal. All right, and that will round out our list for this month. Thank you guys for watching. Again, next month we're going to be talking about digital watches. So again, leave me your comments down below for your favorite digital watches in the sub $200 price range. Links to all of these watches can be found down in the description below, so check that out if you're interested in any of these. One minor channel announcement is I did recently open up an Amazon store, so if you guys are interested, you can check that out as well. Not only do I have some recommended watches and watch products, I also thought it would be fun to put my watch collection on there, so you can look at the watches that I've purchased on Amazon in the past and see which ones I've gotten. Most of those watches have reviews on the channel, and then I've also put my Amazon wish list on there as well. So those are watches that I am considering purchasing to review on the channel in the future. So if you want a sneak peek at what might be coming, you can also check that out there. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of that. And if you do shop there, it does give me a small commission, so help the channel out a little bit as well. So thank you guys for that. And yeah, that'll wrap it up for today. We'll see you guys next time and next month. Talking about digital watches in February, but until then we'll also be looking at other watch reviews like normal. We'll be talking about watches and just doing whatever kind of other interesting watch related things I can think up to do videos on the channel. So looking forward to another year of doing this. It's been great in 2019. We saw the channel grow a lot. We just hit 8,000 subscribers, so thank you guys so much for subscribing, for commenting, for watching. I'm having a lot of fun doing this. Hope you guys are having fun watching it, and we'll see you next time. Bye.